Hello everybody, Animation Trainer here, and today we're going to talk about Mission Impossible 2. Now, Mission Impossible 2 is basically the second film in the Mission Impossible franchise. And there are actually things that improved from the original. Like the action. There was only like 2 action scenes in the last film. And here, there are plenty of them, and they all look amazing. I definitely like every single one of them. Like from the cars exploding to the gunshot scenes to the fist fight scenes on the mountain, and another scene I really do enjoy was the mountain climbing scene. That was the perfect way to start the movie off. It was just done very well, and the music just fits in to the intensity of the scene. Yes. However, the action is the only thing that improved with this film. Everything else just went bad. If there is one more thing I will say, it's that, well, at least I could understand the story. But that doesn't really say much, because even though the story is easier to follow, it doesn't mean that the story is good. The main problem with the story is the romance story. It is just terrible. Everything feels forced, and everything feels predictable about how it will go. Especially since the majority of the plot is Ethan having I forgot the girl's name, but who's having her go and spy on the villain, since that's his ex-girlfriend, pretty much. And it just feels very predictable. This plot has been done plenty times before, and pretty much. Another thing with the romance story is that it's definitely one of the worst romance stories. In fact, if it wasn't for the love story made in Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, I'd say that this is the worst one. The only reason why it's not worse than that is because some scenes during the first half of the film are just so stupid that it's actually funny. Literally, it's so bad, it's good. Kind of like that in a way, where I did laugh because of how stupid it was. And even then, even if you take the love story out completely, the story is still kind of simple. Sure, it still has a chance to get interesting and intense, but because the love story takes up the majority of the film, it just doesn't feel that good. And the characters. The villain is just done not very good. In fact, I don't even remember him at all. The only thing I remember him for was the final fight scene, and that's it. Which is pretty bad if you're aiming to have a good villain. Yeah. Another thing I'd like to add is just, I don't know. I mean, we don't get to know much about every character. Like Ethan, we don't really get to know more. Well, that's obvious. We already know him, so I'm gonna skip him. There's his team members who we don't get to know much about them. All we know are that they work with Ethan. Then the love interest, all we know is that she's a thief, and that's it. And all we know about the villain is that, oh, he wants to. I forgot like exactly what he was trying to do with everything, but like he was trying to take over the Earth or something, and by starting off in Sydney, Australia. Yeah. But overall, the movie's just bland and forgettable. But because of the action, and it does stop this movie from being anything bad. So overall, I'd have to give it a 7 out of 10. The action definitely saves this movie from being anything bad. or forgettable, I should say. Actually, second thought, we're not giving it a 7 out of 10. We're giving it a 6 out of 10. And because this movie does not deserve a 7 out of 10. It deserves a 6 out of 10. The action barely saves the movie. Not by a whole lot. I mean, sure, the action is awesome, but the action is only in, like, the second half of the film. And that's it. So yeah, this gets a 6 out of 10. And I'm sorry if this is a short review, but it's just, there's literally nothing to talk about this movie. Simply because of how bland it is. So yeah. But I'm sure Mission Impossible 3 is definitely gonna pick up after this sequel. Yeah. It's not a bad movie at all. It just needs some improvement. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. So, goodbye.